Hey Internet, I'm here in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, just on the east side of the Cooper Bridge. My mom dropped me off here in my truck because we had some pretty serious weather last night, and there's some pretty serious construction downtown like you saw in the across town video, and rather than risk dying, we drove over the bridge with the bike. As you can see, it's here, and she's driving my truck back to my house, and this is where my adventure begins today. I am headed to Georgetown, to Johnson's Marina. Alright, so it's really windy out here today, but I think I figured out the answer to the age-old question. Do you get it? Joe Silverstein. Alright, so I'm standing here on the side of State Highway 17 in South Carolina, getting ready to enter the Francis Marion National Forest. Stopped here on the side of the highway. As you can see, there's nowhere to sit. It's been the story much of the way up, and none of the businesses that I've stopped at really have anywhere to sit. The place I stopped and got something to eat had chairs, but when you were done eating, you had to get up because there was other people coming in. So I haven't really had anywhere to really sit down other than where I had a peanut butter sandwich about 5 hours ago. Got like 4.5 miles to go. It's 60-something miles in a day nonsense is I don't know that I've ever been this haggard before in my life. I've never ridden this far. I think I've done pretty, pardon my language, I've done pretty goddamn good. That's 57 and some change on a 65-pound bike. I need to sit for a minute, but I know if I lay down in this grass, I'm gonna get eaten by ants. My luck, one of these trucks will crash off the highway. It's about 10 minutes to 4 o'clock. The wife's about ready to get out of work. She's an hour and a half away, so I'm obviously gonna beat her to the campground, and there's the wind. The wind keeps blowing the bike over, keeps knocking it down. This is day one. imagine that. Another really busy day. We are here at the marina store. Yeah, Carolina Beach State Park to check in for lodging for the evening. This was supposed to be day 3 stop, but it's day 2 stop. Alright, Internet. I think something happened and I think I lost all my footage from today, which sucks. According to my card, I have all the free space in the world. Anyway, this is my campsite. As you can see, these people still aren't packed up. 20 minutes after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm supposed to be checking in here and they're still walking around, piddle-dicking around. I don't know. It's garbage. Alright, hey Internet. So, it's finally about 3:55 on Friday, and the people who were in our campsite finally left. Which is ridiculous. 4 o'clock check-in time at a campsite, but the place is all full of Winston cigarette butts and pine cones and dog turds, and I already ran over dog turds. I wouldn't be surprised if the turds that I ran over earlier were from these people. I mean, they look like straight up tweakers. You know, 6'3", 150 pounds, walking in circles, listening to a Steve Miller Band with a Winston hanging out of their lip. Anyway, there's our campsite. Now I just got to wait for the wife to get up here so that we can put up our tent for the evening. And then, what in the world is that? Oh, that looks like a crocheting hook. At that point, I get to ride up to the grocery store and get something to eat for dinner. So, there's the wife. Alright, tent's all fixed up. I'm on the bike. Got a backpack. I got to ride out of the state park into the grocery store so I can get dinner. The wife's over here. She's going to make the bed in our tent. Can't be any worse than where we slept last night. Let's go see what we can find at the grocery store. That was a Volkswagen bottoming out on nothing. So I got a pack of Italian sausages. I got some clearance turkey, some bananas, and a zucchini for about $9. That's going to be our dinner. Now I got to ride back. Alright, dressed up, ready to go. 45 miles. Let's do it. Alright, so made it about a quarter of the way of today. About 45 miles, give or take. I've made it about 12 miles, so a little bit over a quarter of the way. I've made it from Carolina Beach into the outskirts of Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm off the side of Masonboro Loop just into Wilmington right now. The way the roads go here, I'm kind of directionally impaired, so I don't know if I'm east, west, south, or north of the city. But it's been a real pretty ride so far. Nice little 2-lane roads. You know, the kind of thing that I expected the Charleston area to be when I moved to Charleston. You know, you can get a nice little house on a nice little chunk of dirt. It's quiet, and everybody's yard is kept, and sorta. I mean, a handful of yards with cars in the yard or yard art or what have you. But it just seems like the kind of area where you can get a house and have a chunk of dirt, and people will just leave you alone, and you can live your life. You know, people are driving decently on the road, slowing down and moving over. They're not doing 100 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone like they do in Charleston. I mean, it's been peaceful today so far. I'm going to sit down and finish my Gatorade, probably head into this gas station here and get another one. Maybe have a water, maybe have another spider. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. But I'm thirsty. And that guy looks like Chibs from Sons of Anarchy. Just rode by. Anywho, back at it in a minute. Alright, so me and my infinite wisdom, I'm, you know, Google just weaved me through some brand new neighborhood, and I had to pee for like a half an hour. This is probably way too much information, but I pulled over because there's a big brick wall here, woods behind it. Seemed like a good place to pee to me until I realized there's a sheriff across the street. Not very smart. So I'm in a town, Hempstead, Hempshed, I don't know. Sitting in a CVS parking lot. I've got 10 miles left today. The wife is already at the campsite and set up. Looks like we've got electric there. Or she's setting up as we speak, I'm not sure. I'm going to sit here for about 20 minutes. Because, back of my neck hurts. My legs are alright. Back of my neck hurts. So, anyway, that's it from Hempshed. Alright, so I'm a little frazzled at the moment. Pissed off, angry, tired, sore. I don't know what the exact number mileage is going to be. Pardon my language. Cover your ears, Grandma and Abigail. Google's full of shit. And they tell you it's a 42-mile ride. I crossed over like 53 miles, probably 4 miles ago. Okay, so I'm pushing 60 miles again on a ride when it was supposed to be 42 miles because Google said it was 42 miles. It's not 42 miles. And to add insult to injury, I might add, don't try to camp in the Carolinas. Okay? You read about these campsites online, seem like great places. Then you get all the way to the end of your day, 56, 7, 8, 9 miles, whatever it is. Then you got to walk a mile and a half down a dirt road to a trailer park that makes Sunnyvale. That makes Sunnyvale Trailer Park from the Trailer Park Boys look like someplace you'd want to live. You know. So now, ain't no riding this on this bike at the end of the day. You know. Insult to injury. I can't believe it. Gotta walk through a trailer park to get to the campground. I mean, this place, I wouldn't even let my kid walk around on the streets in this place. And we're gonna camp here tonight. Don't camp in the Carolinas. Alright, so it's the morning of day 4. I slept. It's a purely subjective term. campground that we're at, I guess maybe if you had a trailer, they'd give you a spot. But if you look, I don't know if you can see with the sun, the gate is right there, playground is right there, the main in and out road is right there. This place is, I don't know, it's, I wouldn't come here. I see the necessity for the people that own this place to have turned it into this, because it's literally in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing here. And at one time, when people used to travel with travel trailers, and that was a big deal, this place was probably awesome. Because the facility it's very well kept. I will give it that. The bathrooms are clean, showers are decent, the grounds are very well kept. The thing is, nobody really travels in travel trailers anymore. This place has turned into people who live in travel trailers that are skirted and on bricks and have decks built to the side of them, and big air conditioning units in the windows. There's one over here that looks like it might have burned at one time. It was like 11:30 last night, man, and there were still people in and out and in and out and in and out of the front gate. Like, at what point do you close the gate at a campground? At what point do you tell the hood rats go home? I mean, in an effort to keep this place open, they've done what they've had to do and do long-term rentals, and now people live here. And they got a patch of grass with some plugs, which I'm grateful for the electricity for the cameras and the phones and everything else, but I wasn't anticipating putting a tent up on a piece of grass in a trailer park that people lived in, that let their kids just run wild. And I mean, if you're going to rent the place out like this, why would you not put a bunch of trailers right here and put the tent camping somewhere away from the road, so that at 11 o'clock at night, Bubba ain't driving by.
For assistance with your debit card, please press 2.
Back up to a little market up the road, about 2.5, 3 miles or something one way. Anywho, somebody's real proud of that one-lane tire mark they left there, huh? I might need to move in. He had a bitchin' Camaro. So, I'm not riding around looking for a grocery store, as the general store had milk and beer. Go figure. Anyway, I spotted this thing on the side of the road. A 67 to 72 GM body style, nose at least. Big old camper. But if you look at it, it says 351, which 351 is a Ford motor. You can kind of see down, I don't know. Don't really want to poke around, but I thought that was kind of cool. And then there's another one. Oh, but wait, there's more. People got a thing for four-wheel drive motorhomes. That was pretty damn cool, though. I would fix that up and drive it. It's got a back porch.
But I'm a fan.
So this is what we do when we're sitting around in the dark.
I think you're going to love, regardless of what your
Light.
car, it doesn't matter. You can also get 20% off.
Micro on the radio.
That's also available
Charge
to
block.
anybody listening to this right
Yeti.
now. So,
Wife.
as you consider whether or not
Wait, no.
Yeti.
Yeti. Wife. Why not? Got some chicken left over here. Probably gonna eat some chicken. Good times. Good morning, world, on day 5. I look stellar when I get out of bed. I've been up for about 20 minutes. I'm probably going to get dressed and head out here shortly. We got the morning. We got the his and hers spiders. Isn't that exciting? Out of respect to my wife, I won't photograph all of her hair this morning. And she gives me the thumbs up. She's got a lot of hair and it takes a lot of product, and sleeping in a tent hasn't been the most friendly thing for her hair. However, if there were a forensic science team trying to track us through the Carolinas, all they'd have to do is stop at the showers at the campgrounds that we've been to, and there'd be no shortage of her hair. Anywho, these birds, as peaceful as this place is, birds suck. Since like 5 o'clock this morning. Anyway, time to drink my breakfast. Alright, world. Day 5 on the road. Starts now. I gotta get out of here before these damn the bugs are thick down here by the water in the morning. They're eating me alive. Gotta go. So this is where I rode to yesterday to get groceries. It's this intersection. I got ran over by a car behind me. The little grocery store I went to is right there. It's called Lookout Grocery. Apparently this town is called Down East. Everything is down east. Even it's the middle school is Down East Middle School. So I guess it wouldn't be eastbound and down, but you know, hey, down east. Anywho, this is my turn. The Cedar Island Ferry is where I plan on ending up tomorrow. As you can see, it is the Outer Banks National Scenic Byway. You need to ride a ferry. Look it up online. Find some interesting stuff. Alright, so not even maybe 150 yards from where I just turned the camera off, I spotted something that I've never seen before. The Lazy Drake Duck Farm. And if you look, that's the old house. And there's a donkey standing in the doorway of the old house. Apparently they're using the old house as a barn. I've never in my life seen such a thing. Hey, Mr. Donkey. And here comes the donkey. Can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't do it. They got an old house. They built a new one behind it, but apparently the old house is now the barn. And here comes the donkey. Hey, Mr. Donkey. Or Mrs. Donkey, you got a purple strap. Maybe use a lady donkey. Where's Shrek? Huh? Where's Shrek? Hi. Hi. Do you talk? Hello? Are you friendly? Yeah, you seem like you're friendly, but I don't trust it. Looks like you need a good brushing. Anywho, I guess I spooked the donkey. See you later, donkey. I feel like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. There's a second donkey come out the house. Hi. Donkeys in the Carolinas. Either one of you guys speak? Oh, there's a big old turkey over there. Probably can't see it. You guys a old married couple? You fix the place up? I like what you've done with the place. I really do. I can see the light of day through the floor from here. Wish I had some carrots or something. Yeah, you guys look over it. Anyway, good looking out. Enjoy your retirement. I'm out here. I wonder what that funny noise is that you're hearing. It's driving me crazy too. My chain is dragging on my kickstand, which means my back tire has shifted forward on one side or the other. I have to, as soon as I find somewhere safe to pull off the road that isn't this, because, I mean, I'm not stopping in the middle of the road. I got to pull off and fix that, because that's driving me nuts. Alright, so as I'm riding along out here, I spotted somebody's laminated map of the waterways of the area. Looks like it shows the different levels of tide and the no wake zones, wake zone. That's interesting. I'll have to spend some time looking at this when I get back to when I get to the camp later, because it looks like it shows. I mean, this is exactly where I'm at right now, but this is all. This would be all the maritime information you would need to travel this waterway. Somebody spent some time laminating, and anyway, I'll put that in my backpack. That's a neat something. You never know what you find on the side of the road. Alright, so I've made it to JD's gas station and what I believe is Davis Shore, North Carolina. It's a handy house convenience store. They've got a Sub Express. Looks like they got chicken sandwiches, pulled pork sandwiches, pizzas. Staff here is friendly. Lots of cold drinks. The place is clean. Talked to a couple of the locals. Apparently they're trying to run all the commercial fishermen out so that they can build vacation rentals here. I hope that by putting all this on the internet that I'm not aiding in destroying a community where people have lived for generations and generations and generations. So if anybody here at Davis Shore should happen across this, I wish you guys the best of luck in keeping your community together and keeping the outside influence out. I'm going through that where I live as well. Again, I hope I'm not aiding in bringing people into these. I don't know. Good place to visit. Spend your money here, but leave it alone. Don't build things. Don't tear stuff down. Let the community handle itself. Upon riding or walking down the side of the road, because I'm actually walking up the side of a bridge, somebody threw away their George Jones CD, man. And a car. Yeah, it's George Jones. Actually, doesn't look. I mean, other than the fact that it's dirty, probably clean that up, listen to it in the car. I'll throw it in my bag. We'll see. Alright, so I've arrived at my day 2 destination. I'm here in sea level North Carolina at this particular campground. I made it here before my wife, and upon looking at the GPS tracking, she's not even halfway here yet. She got a car. and I made it here before her. Anywho, I'm gonna find somewhere to get comfortable. Ah, look, a cute little doggy. Hey, puppy dog. Alright, interwebs. You'd think by day 6 I'd have bought a pair of sunglasses by now, but I'm too cheap for that. Morning of day 6, it's about 7:30. I have about 2.5 hours to make it from Cedar Creek Campground in Sea Level, North Carolina, to the Cedar Island Ferry to Ocracoke Island, in which we will be, we're going mainland, Outer Bank, Ocracoke, over to Hatteras Island at the end of the day to camp in Frisco, San Francisco, right? Now we're camping at Frisco tonight. Anyway, this is day 6. All right, go. Just turned off of Highway 70. This is the beginning of Highway 12 that runs all the way up the Outer Banks. Not much to see here. See what it looks like when we get down to the next corner. Alright, so I'm about to enter the Cedar Island National Wildlife Refuge. I'm not sure the camera will pick up on it from here, but there's an enormous bridge about a quarter mile up the road from me that I'm going to have to go over. That ought to be interesting. Even though I've had a handful of setbacks and I haven't really ridden as much as I wanted to, this is where I wanted to be. This is what I wanted to get to. This is what I wanted to see. This right here makes the whole trip worthwhile, and I haven't even got to the good stuff yet. This may be one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced myself. Alright, so we've ridden through the Cedar Island Wildlife Refuge. I'm on the corner of Lola and Cedar Island. On Cedar Island. Sign right over there says I'm 3 miles from the ferry, which is, I have plenty of time. Maybe I'll stop and look around a little bit. If you have any interest, I'm going to do a extended cut of the camera on the handlebar footage of riding through the wildlife refuge. Pretty much be the whole thing minus, I don't know, maybe 100 yards of it where the camera wasn't rolling in between cuts. So if you want to see the whole ride, you can click over into the videos and probably put some sort of ambient music on there, and it'll be something relaxing you could probably put on to go to sleep. Anywho, Cedar Island. Let's go to the ferry. $3 whole dollars, huh?
Now you have got, so I couldn't believe you rode a bike all that way.
Well, we threw the car, or the bike in the car from Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is nuts.
Yeah.
3 lanes wide, 65 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
There was no riding through Myrtle Beach. We made that as a we made a judgment call there.
You're pretty smart on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach is kind of,
I mean, it would have been one thing if I'd have wanted to like go and ride through Surfside Beach and all
Yeah.
that, you know, down. But I've been there, and I don't need to ever go back there ever again. It's dirty. It's overpriced. It's busy.
Now, where's that at?
In Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah.
The main drag there, as opposed to staying on the 17 like we did when we went in the car. But
Oh, there you go.
anywhere special I need to be, or just get in line with the cars?
Yeah, I'm gonna put you could just park it there near the visitor center, because you're gonna be the last one to get on.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we going to have access to the car
Yeah.
once it's on the ferry?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure she probably already asked.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right, I got my $3 ferry ticket, and now I get to go park by the visitors center. Apparently, stop in and see what the wife's doing. I think she passed me, you evil woman. What's the wife doing? All right, I made a wardrobe change. Put the spider shirt on. Guys around here in these Chevy trucks that lower the back end and raise the front and cut the mufflers off of them are obnoxious. Anyway, now I can feel my arms getting sunburnt, and we're about 10 minutes out maybe from getting on the ferry. Over there. So, alright, I finally made it aboard this ferry. Some chick with tattoos come blaring in here. Anywho, I'm taking the camera off of the handlebars at the moment. Wow, I'll see you up top. So this ferry's really, really rough. I mean, it vibrates a lot. So in an effort to keep my bike from falling off the back of the boat, I had to lay it down and tie it on. I'm gonna go get something. I don't know, I'm hungry, but I don't know if I want to leave my bike here or not. The guy that runs the ferry moved my bike. Apparently it skips the scenic route of the exhaust. Alright, I've made it off the ferry from Cedar Island to Ocracoke. Time to go check it out. Alright, so we've made it to Ocracoke. Town's about a half mile long. I've done rode through it. Not much to it. It's 13 miles down the road to the next ferry. We'll see if I see anything between here and there. I got a sticker. I've made it to the Outer Banks, but there's nothing here. I would be thoroughly disappointed if this was my vacation spot. Kind of like Folly, but dirtier. And so it's funny how one's opinion on nothingness can change. After having spent 2.5 hours on a ferry with a bunch of obnoxiously touristy tourists and 2 busloads of school kids, and then what they told you about where you were going at the end of that ferry was a myth. Dirty little town. Quaint antique village. That wasn't a quaint antique village. It was a dirty little town. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too negative all the time. But I feel let down. And now that I'm riding north on O.C.C Island on a highway with as much traffic as the interstate, I agree, there's nothing out here, as you can see. But it's nothing that you can't see past, and you got to listen to traffic. This morning was beautiful. Kind of disappointed in this. So unless I find something interesting out here, which I don't think I will, I think this is pretty much just a stretch of road that's going to look like this the whole way. I'm just going to try to burn miles. I may even skip Frisco and see if I can't make it to Nag's Head tonight. We'll see about the ferry. I don't think Nag's Head is a whole lot farther than where I'm going. But anyway, if you guys don't want to see any more of me, and that's all there is to see here. So unless something changes, it's going to be about it for now. Alright, so this is kind of an interesting spot. If you look to the east, you got the beach. And if you look to the west, you got the bay side or the sound side. It's somewhere way over there over the horizon. And my bike fell down again. Somewhere way over there off the horizon is the mainland of North Carolina. But we're so far offshore that you can't see it. So, grab that breeze. We need to spin class. Alright, so I've made it to my second ferry crossing for the day, which is over here. I want to say that black Tahoe, perhaps that silver Suburban, and that blue Durango were all on the last ferry with me. And they drove here. And I got here the same time they did. Oh, and I stopped and had lunch. Yeah, I stopped and shopped for lunch. Had a sandwich. And, yeah, I made it here at the same time as the cars. Wasn't much really to see here. It's kind of discouraging, but perhaps the next island will be better. gone through my my second fatigue cycle of my legs today. We'll see how long I can go for a third after this ferry ride. Alright, so I'm on board the second ferry of the day. We are pulling out. Leaving from Ocracoke, headed to Hatteras Island. Figure out what to do with my bike on this one now, huh? I don't know, we'll figure it out. Might just tuck it into the thing like the last one. Done with the second ferry for the day. It's Hatteras Island. Ooh, nice dodge. The road's not very bike friendly, but the road hasn't been very bike friendly at all. Anyway, that's it for now till I see something cool. It's about 5 o'clock. Been on the road since, I don't know, 7:20 this morning. ferries. It's been a long day. Alright, so we are somewhere in North Carolina. The Outer Banks were a bust. I'll go into more detail about that later. Apparently they're not open yet. We just rented a room at Barney's something, I'm not sure. This ought to be interesting. We got room number 7. So there's the lights are back lit. Apparently our, oh wow, it has a faux hang on it. Wow, it has a hanging on the wall faux fireplace. It's clean and looks like it's been put together at some point in the last 100 years. But there's a mermaid on the wall and pictures of pirates and a fake fireplace. Well, it's at least got a coffee pot. Day 7. I lost the remote to the TV somewhere. When I went to sleep, there was vintage drag racing from the 70s on TV. And when I woke up, it's about getting sober on the TV. Only about 7 miles to go today. 10 minutes to 8 o'clock. They open at 9. My knees. Oh, I hate my knees. Alright, so the first thing I saw was the Ram Charger for sale. Being a Mopar guy, hell yeah. Then I saw that. Fresh brown butt nuggets. Butt nuggets. Alright. We're here. Wow. Check it out. It's the Mud Tater. They're over here working on the off-road course. I think this is where they take you on the, where they put you in the back of the truck and take you for a ride. Well, that's Dennis Anderson driving the tractor. That's him. He's driving the tractor. That's a trip. My whole life I've seen that guy on TV. side of the highway, North Carolina. He's driving a tractor, grading up the monster truck rides area. And over here, I think we got one of the originals, because that's a rotted steel body. That's probably where it started. That's a pretty heavy frame there. Leaf springs. God, they got to ride so much better now than they did with that sort of a setup, huh? Funny story. About 6 weeks ago, I was drinking one night, and I was like, you know what? I could ride my bike all the way there. And I did. 6 weeks later, and this was the stopping point. Was to come here. It's something that, like, my whole life, I've watched the man on TV, you know. And I finally moved to the Carolinas, and I've never made it here. We talked about making a car ride, and I finally just got in the car and got on the bike and went, and somehow picked up a sponsor along the way, being a social media whore, and yeah, I'm here.
That's cool, man. I'll talk to you again when I get it.
Yeah, man. Not much, you?
How you doing?
Doing all right, buddy. Name's Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, how you?
Been watching you on the TV my whole life, man.
I hear you.
I set out 7 days ago on that bike to ride here from Charleston.
What? On that?
And minus Hatteras.
Right.
Nothing's open in Hatteras when you get off the ferry. We're like a week early. So
Yeah, that much is open around here. I mean, it takes a while for even us. You know what I mean? We're just now getting going for the weekend. Easter weekend, we usually kick it off.
Yeah. No, we threw that thing in the car last night and got a motel down the road at Walnut Island or whatever that was.
Right,
And,
back at Ferry's back
Yeah.
there.
Now, like I was telling,
How you doing?
that's my wife, Mary. Now, like I was telling you, like 6 weeks ago, one night I was drinking. It was one of those hold my beer moments. Like, I'll get on my bike and ride it there.
Forrest Gump.
But yeah, no, I didn't want to bother you doing what you're doing. I know you guys.
No, I didn't know. I thought it was somebody was going to be working for Adam, and you were just waiting for him to get back to the trencher.
No,
I didn't know. I thought it was somebody from up the road. I didn't know.
No,
I saw you with a. I didn't know if you had your phone or.
no, that's the.
Yeah, man.
No, I just.
So where are y'all from now?
Charleston.
Charleston.
I mean, I'm originally from Humboldt County, California.
Charleston, West Virginia, or South Carolina?
South Carolina.
South Carolina, I got you.
Yeah. Now I'm originally from Eureka, California, but I've been in Charleston for about 5 years. I mean, I literally have grown up watching you on the TV, and
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to come here and do this, and so 6 weeks later, well, it's actually 7 weeks now because I've been on the road for a week. Because this is day 7. I left last Thursday from Charleston.
Right.
But yeah, it's not one of my better ideas, but hey, I got to stop here, shake your hand.
I hear you, man. So where are you going from here then?
Back to Charleston. I'm putting the bike in the car. My legs are shredded. I got nothing left in me. So the bike's going back in the car, and we're going home today.
I'm a school teacher. Spring break's almost over, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you come across the ferries like to Ocracoke Island and stuff
Yeah.
like that? Come across
we were
that way?
at sea level at the Oak Creek, the Oak Creek campground. Was that yesterday morning? Yeah. And then I rode all through the Oak Island Reserve and through Oak Island, and then got on that ferry and went across to Ocracoke, and then rode up Ocracoke and across that, and then once we got into Hatteras, I rode about 4 or 5 miles up to where the campground was at, and there wasn't even any. There wasn't even any gas stations open to get ice or to get anything. So it was just like,
Right.
at that point, I'd been on the road for 10 hours between the ferries and pedaling, and I was like 30 miles into the ride, and I was just like, forget it, take the wheel off, put it in the car. So, well, I will let you get back to what you're doing. Thank you for taking time out of your day.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it by the bike so we know what.
Hey, why not? By the bike. They even added my sticker.
All right.
All right.
There you go, man.
Appreciate your time, man.
All right. You're certainly welcome, man.
I got to take a bunch of stuff out of the car now. Take the wheel off of this thing and throw it in there, and stop over here, get some breakfast, and hit the road.
I hear you, brother. We'll show y'all. So when you go out of here, you're going to go up Road 17. You already GPS.
Well, GPS, and I know that direction. We're going to go
Yeah.
back a little different. We're not going to do the ferry going back.
Yeah.
No,
The way
this is
we
way
came.
fast.
That's
The way we came
Compared
up
to the way
this
you
over-
come around, that's slow as hell. I got to tell you that. You go this way,
Yeah.
and you're just going to go up the road here about 5, 6, 7 miles, and you'll follow the shortcut 158 across into Elizabeth City. You're going to pick up 17,
Okay.
and then you run 17. You
All
just
the
keep
way.
running 17 south, and right there at Williamston, it's all the big 5-lane 70 mile an hour. You come into Williamston, a bunch of little fuel stops and stuff like that. Don't follow 17 all the way around the coast. You get on 64 right there, because 64 and 17 run together for a while.
Okay.
But you stay on that. I don't know if it's a 264 or what it is, but that's actually 64. But you run like you're going to Rocky Mount,
Okay.
and you get on 95 and you haul butt right on back down south. Because if you don't, you go 17, man.
And then you're going to go the
Oh Lord, that's a bunch of weak and slow.
So the only reason we went the way that we did was for overall mileage on this
Oh
thing.
yeah, absolutely. That's the way to go. The way
Yeah.
you came
I mean,
around.
first day I put 66.5 miles on it with a 20-mile-an-hour headwind the whole way from Charleston to Georgetown. That was a
Right.
that was a haul.
I've been throwing a leash on the back of the car. Holding on.
Well, I was at work that day, and after I left work, I met him at where we were staying that night. So.
Right.
Yeah, it was. It's been a journey, but now we went that way because it wasn't. I mean, it was more a rideable path. I mean, going from Beaufort to sea level and all that. I mean, it was a real pretty ride. It's real pretty out there, and ain't nothing happening. But I'm sure the radio still plays.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a Dollar General. That's it. Not much out there.
No.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Well, let's
All
get
right.
back to it.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
We'll see you guys.
I got to meet Dennis Anderson.
Uh-huh.
Why don't we pull over here and tend to that? Maybe nose it towards this fence. Send me that picture while you're at it. Alright, very last of the trip. And here, I just ordered biscuits and gravy at Digger's Diner. We made it. A little bit of compromise, but we made it.